In the showroom of the kitchen brand The Cut, you can very clearly observe the main trends in kitchen space design. First and foremost, it's the seamless integration of living spaces directly with the kitchen. At the same time, when the kitchen is closed, it also becomes part of this unified space. The main new product is the Genesi Island, which is made from two fundamental materials. This is a new veneer. The wood is called castagno nero, has a very distinct texture, and a stone block, the actual working surface, which is made of French stone called breccia d'obisque, has a very interesting finish on the outer edge. The rough surface gradually transitions into a polished, finished one. And of course, one must admire the engineering ingenuity in how this massive stone block is made to literally float in space. The rear panel of the new Bouzerie Connect system is also made from this same stone. This is a very interesting concept that allows you to transform the space when needed. The panels themselves have special profiles. Shelves can be inserted into these profiles. Shelves feature very elegant lighting. The lighting profile is exactly the same length as the shelf itself. The shelves can be rearranged as needed, and the lower base is also suspended from this profile. It is also worth noting here that the fronts are made of stone, and this is one of the distinguishing features of the Cut brand. The lighting profile can also be integrated into the wooden side panel of the cabinet, and it is important to note here that the angle of the light beam is directed inwards. The second important aspect in organizing kitchen spaces is the arrangement of hidden storage, which is in fact almost unnoticeable. Here, the Cut offers several types of doors, and one of the panels actually represents this door into what is essentially a pantry. And as for the linear composition, there are also plenty of useful things hidden behind these pocket doors. For example, pull-out drawers for storage. The base of this drawer is finished in leather. It can be either an open drawer or one with a glass front, so you don't lose the ability to easily see where everything is kept. And on the left side, behind the pocket doors, there's a coffee station, which sits on a pull-out platform, also made from natural stone. As for the dining table, it can be joined to the island, as it is here, but it can also exist separately. It's worth noting how the worktop of the linear composition with the sink has been designed. The worktop itself has a very pleasant, tactile, textured surface, and this is the sink wing, which is polished. I'm practically delighted by the fittings in this kitchen. It's very rich, very well thought out, and there's space for absolutely everything you might need in the kitchen. The use of kitchen islands is, in itself, quite a steady trend, and even for compact spaces, the Cut offers a very convenient solution. This is a new semicircular island. It has two radial terminal bases. The finish is natural walnut, with a very interesting texture called the incisa. And generally speaking, when it comes to textures on the fronts, this is also a very steady trend in kitchen design. Incisa is a fine scoring. The Cut range also includes dogato. This is rhythm, rake with a larger pitch. And there is also the 7.5 system, which, as the name suggests, has a 7.5 centimeter pitch. As for this particular kitchen composition, it's worth noting the use of the Bouzerie Connect system. It is made from travertine, exactly the same material as the island's worktop. And as you can see, in addition to the slim metal shelves with lighting, you can also use a transparent display cabinet, and it's literally transparent from all sides. The glass is used not only for the fronts, but also for the sides. And so these shelf lines are absolutely continuous. At the same time, this portal's hidden behind the door, and when closed, we get exactly that. This is how you achieve the most seamless connection between the kitchen area and the living room. Look how interestingly the worktop is designed in the portal here. It flows into the fronts, which are either drawers or a false panel combined with a wooden front that conceals the dishwasher. As for the profile of the island worktop, that's also a new feature. This profile is called Moon, and it's very smooth, very soft. And again, thanks to this delicate curve, the island looks particularly refined. In the living room area, we can see this rhythm of the 7.5 system. There's also a very interesting finish here. It's a metallic lacquer in a bronze effect, a very delicate, unobtrusive sheen, and it only becomes apparent under fairly intense lighting. Here, a sideboard is hidden behind a pocket door. The sideboard has a pull-out worktop so that we can serve snacks or drinks. And here, it's also worth paying attention to the different finishes. Travertine. At the bottom, it's literally rough, natural stone, just as it's quarried. The worktop is polished and a sealed pores. But still, functionality is the most important thing here. And above, we can already see open pores. Travertine, truly a real living material. The shelf here is also made of stone and has the same profile as the table, this beveled edge. And because of this, it looks just as light as a metal one. Here we also see a second type of passage porte, that is, a door which leads to the pantry. And a very interesting new feature is the secret system. This is a system of rotating slats with which you can either conceal the adjacent space or, on the contrary, let in light and effectively link together two adjacent areas. If you saw our review from last year's Milan Design Week, you might remember this kitchen composition by its architecture, but this year the cup's shown it in completely new finishes. Another important trend in kitchen space design is the combination of different materials. It's not always two, and it's not even always three. In this case, there are 4 different finishes. That is, brushed oak, which is used for this worktop, again with that soft profile. This worktop is rotatable, so it can be used both as a breakfast bar and as a proper table, allowing a small family to have a bite to eat, for example, in the middle of the day. The worktop's made of porphyry. This is a material we're already familiar with. Meanwhile, the linear composition has acquired new fronts. These are brass fronts, but the brass is rather unusual. It has been oxidized, and in a special way in order to achieve this cloudy texture. This brass is applied not only to the front part of the panel, it quite literally wraps around the entire piece. And the 4th material is the column, which already houses the built-in appliances, finished in a light matte lacquer. Here we have a sort of cellar. In this cellar we see both a large fridge side by side and a wine fridge, but obviously primarily for white wine, as well as a storage system for anything that doesn't fit in the fridge. Here there's a combination of piano verticale, meaning vertical shelves. They create a certain rhythm, which also echoes the rhythm of the linear composition made from porphyry. The width of the slats can vary, and the distance between them can also be adjusted. With the lighting, it looks very elegant. And I really like the cabinet, which is also used for storing wine. It's a very tall, literally floor-to-ceiling glass door in a metal frame. And the shelving unit itself, in my opinion, also looks rather unusual, somewhat industrial. And Sophia's composition is also a combination of various materials. Here we see both travertine and dark walnut, as well as lacquered fronts. The upper row of cabinets features precisely this staccato rhythm. There's always the question of how to design a corner, how to make it functional. Here, the solution seems to me to be quite practical. When you pull out the drawer, the base slides out and brings with it that very element which is hidden right in the corner. So the card also has a solution for situations like these. And in general, it should be said that corner kitchens are quite common in our projects. Bar counters combines storage elements and is made at the normal height of a standard table. Here, it's worth paying attention to the sliding doors that close off the corner.